3 signs you might be dating someone avoidant. 3 signs you might be dating someone avoidant. First, they connect, show love, and feel amazing at the beginning, until you fall in love with them. Then they may pull back, go quiet, or change the subject when conversations become emotional or vulnerable. This can happen because emotional intensity may feel overwhelming for them, especially if they learned early in life to depend mostly on themselves instead of turning to others for comfort. Second, during conflict or stress, they often focus strongly on independence and self-reliance. Instead of talking through emotions together right away, they may ask for space, avoid difficult conversations, or try to solve things alone, because closeness during conflict can feel emotionally unsafe or too overwhelming. Third, after moments of closeness, affection, or emotional connection, they can suddenly seem distant, slower to reply, harder to read, emotionally far away. Research suggests that after intimacy increases, some people instinctively create distance to regain control, independence, or emotional balance. Attachment studies by Mary Ainsworth found that some children learn to minimize emotional expression when caregivers, often mothers in early studies, responded with discomfort, emotional distance, or rejection toward distress. Over time, the child may adapt by hiding emotions, relying heavily on themselves, and avoiding vulnerability as a form of self-protection. Modern attachment research shows these patterns can come from any primary caregiver relationship, not just mothers alone. For their partners, these patterns can become deeply painful over time. Constant emotional distance, mixed signals, or pulling away after closeness can leave the other person feeling confused, unwanted, emotionally lonely, or rejected. Some begin overthinking everything, blaming themselves, or trying harder and harder to earn reassurance and connection. In many cases, the partner truly loves them deeply. They are not asking for perfection. They are asking for emotional safety, consistency, and closeness. So when affection is followed by withdrawal, it can feel heartbreaking, because the love is real, but the connection does not feel stable. 1. Sometimes when emotional pressure or vulnerability becomes too intense, an avoidant partner may emotionally disconnect suddenly. They might stop communicating, become emotionally flat, avoid difficult conversations, or act like the relationship no longer matters. In some cases, they may end the relationship abruptly or cut off contact completely. Some even block the other person online to create distance quickly. For the person being blocked, it can feel shocking, like, "You no longer have access to me." It can feel like rejection, abandonment, or being erased without closure. This can be a protective response to emotional overwhelm. But the emotional impact can still be very painful. People are often left confused, grieving, and questioning their worth. Healing begins when someone becomes aware of their distancing patterns, instead of automatically running from vulnerability or closeness. Healing happens through self-reflection, therapy, safe relationships, and honest communication. Learning that vulnerability is not danger, and emotional closeness can be safe. Healing also requires accountability. It is not enough to say, "That's just how I am," while hurting others. Growth means noticing emotional withdrawal, mixed signals, and disconnection, and how deeply it affects a partner. It happens in small moments of staying present, communicating, and repairing, instead of disappearing. Sometimes, relationships slowly start to feel more like friendship than romance. Conversations become surface level and emotionally distant. Outside opinions can also start influencing the relationship too much, making it feel crowded and less private. Over time, the partner may begin feeling emotionally alone inside the relationship, even while still together. Eventually, they may detach too, after trying, giving reassurance, and holding on for a long time, because love alone cannot build emotional closeness, if only one person is trying. Healing for them begins when they stop measuring their worth through someone else's emotional availability, and rebuild their own life, support system, and self-worth, and realize they were not too much. They were just not emotionally met. In some cases, avoidant partners may even end relationships in a cold and detached way, calm, flat, emotionless. They may give little explanation, or shut down completely, while the other person is still trying to understand. This can feel like sudden emotional disappearance. Even if it's a protective shutdown, the impact can still be deeply painful. And sometimes the hardest truth is this: the relationship did not end because love was fake. It ended because fear became stronger than connection. When emotional withdrawal, inconsistency, and lack of repair happen repeatedly, it can leave the partner with deep and lasting effects. Some people struggle afterward with trust, self-worth, and feeling safe in new relationships. They may overthink, doubt themselves, or find it hard to open up again because closeness started to feel unstable or unsafe. Meanwhile, the other partner may appear to move on more easily, especially if they tend to compartmentalize emotions or avoid processing them openly. This can feel deeply unfair to the person who was left carrying most of the emotional impact.